Hello guys, welcome once again. In this video we are going to see how to write a simple C program to find largest number between the three numbers. So in the last video we have seen how to write a simple C program to find largest number between the two numbers. So the reason why, because I am making the separate video for the comparison of three numbers, because the difference in logic. So when we compare the two numbers we have to use the different logic, and when we compare three numbers then we have to use some different logic. So that's why I am making the separate video to compare the three numbers. So let's see how to do this. So first of all we need to include all the header files that we are needed. So just write hash include stdio.h and hash include conio.h like this. So after that we have to use the int main, and inside these two curly brackets we have to write the code for the main function, and here at the end of the main function we have to return value 0. So this is why, because here we have given return type integer, so that's why we have to return some integer value from the main function. Now here at the start of the main function we have to declare the three variables, because we are going to take some three integer values from the user, so we need to declare three variables. So for that we have to write int, which is the data type, and here we have to give variable names. So here I am giving names such as num1, num2 and num3 like this. Now we have to ask the user to enter the three numbers. So we have to give a message like enter three numbers, and after that we have to use the scanf function. So here we have to use %d. So this is why, because we are going to take an integer value, so that's why we have to use %d. And here we are going to take three values as an input, so that's why we have to use %d for the three times. After that we have to give address of num1, num2 and num3 like this. Now after execution of these scanf function, whatever user will enter the values, it will get stored in these num1, num2 and num3. Now what we have to do, we have to write the code to find the largest value between these three values. So for that we have to use if else statements. So here we have to write if, and inside the brackets we have to write the condition. Now here what we have to do, we have to compare these num1 with both of these num2 and num3, and if number 1 is greater than these num2 and num3, then this means that number 1 is greater. So let's write the condition here. So the first condition will be like num1 greater than num2, and after that we have to use the logical AND operator, and the second condition will be like num1 greater than num3. So here we have to use this logical AND operator. So this is why, because the logical AND operator is basically used in a situation where we want to, when there are multiple conditions, and when we want to write or we want to execute certain code when all the condition becomes true. So here the number 1 must be greater than num2 and the number 1 must be greater than num3. So that's why we have to use this logical AND operator, and if both of these condition will becomes true, then this means that the number 1 is a greater. So just use printf statement to print this. So here I am giving message like %d is greater like this, and after that we have to give reference of num1 like this. Now in similar way we have to execute these same condition for num2, and we have to give a condition like num2 must be greater than num1 and num2 must be greater than num3. So for that we have to use else if here, because here we are going to give a second condition, so that's why we have to write else if, and inside this bracket we have to write the same condition like num2 greater than num1, logical AND operator, and the second condition will be the num2 greater than num3, and if both of these condition will becomes true, then this means that the num2 is greater. So just copy this printf statement and paste it over here, and just change the reference of num2 like this. And if both of these condition will becomes, that means this if block and this if block condition becomes false, then we have to write one default else statement like num3 is greater. So when all these condition will becomes false, then ultimately the result will be the number 3 will be the greater. So just print these message like %d is greater and give a message like this. Now our code is ready, so let's build and run the code to see the output. And here, as you can see, it is asking for the 3 numbers. So here I am giving numbers like 10, 20 and 30. And here, as you can see, 30 is greater. So let's check this code for some other input. And here, as you can see, it is again asking for the 3 numbers, and at this time I am giving values like 30, 20, 10 like this. And here, as you can see, the 30 is greater, that means the number 1 is a greater. So this is how we have to write a simple C program to find largest number between the 3 numbers. So in this video we will learn that how to write a simple C program to find largest value between the 3 numbers, and in the next video we will see the next part. So thank you for watching this video and subscribe to my channel, Learn Programming Yourself.